We've been taking part in the Flying Scotsman since about 2016, every year I believe. We do find it a real challenge. The route that Andy puts together is very fiendish, his mind is very warped.
You're coming to the Flying Scotsman, is it the first time?
The first time, yes. But I was dreaming about it for many, many years.
Tell us a little bit about this Bugatti then.
It's a Type 44. It's one of the 4 mates. 2 cooks were made and 2 oasters.
And now you're going to take it around the lanes of England and Scotland, the mud, the wet, and it's not going to look like that. So.
No, we know that, but we're looking forward.
We wanted to do it last year, but the car wasn't ready, so we've rolled our entry over to this year and looking forward to having a bit of fun in our new toy. It's a 36 motor car. It was owned by Rolls-Royce Bentley, and it was the development car for Eddie Hall's car, and was the T car that he always took when he went racing in the British TTs. He took a spare car for spare bits. Whether or not he ever raced and they swapped cars or not, I don't know. But that's the only car in the world with a 1950 hardtop.
You're sitting in a piece of history.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. I've not been in this car before. I've seen it before. I saw it at the Le Mans Classic. It's not really been designed by a navigator, but I think I'll tailor it to my needs this afternoon.
It's the first time for me to dive at the rally.
Are you going to go to some of the navigation classes later today?
I think I will do that because it's the first time for me.
We love, obviously, your car. It's very long. It just took you 10 minutes to park.
Yeah, just 10 minutes. That was fast, 10 minutes. No, it's really easy to handle, actually. It needs some strength, some power to do it. But it is good to handle.
If you have a look at the car, it's full of stickers of the Flying Scotsman, so we decided that we should continue the tradition.
So how many times has this Lagonda done Flying Scotsman?
I suppose it must have done the Flying Scotsman 7 or 8 times already.
So you know quite a bit about the event.
I've seen it on the video and I'm counting on the car to find its way on its own.
I was in love already for a long time with the Bentley. We saw one in December. Now I convinced Philip to buy it. He only received it last Sunday and we didn't even drive 50 miles with it. So it's really for us a brand new car.
You've had a very successful year in 2023. Do you think you can get up there in the Bentley?
The trip is not on the wheels, so we'll have to rely on GPS, and that's always difficult, especially when we're in the woods.
The Bentley's out again, and you're heading for the podium, I hope.
It's going to be an interesting challenge with the weather and everything, and I've got to break a new navigator in as well.
I was going to say, who's your new navigator?
Mark Appleton.
Oh, superstar.
Yeah, he was quoted to saying he's got something to prove. I don't think he's ever finished this Flying Scotsman.
Oh right.
So that's his task.
And of course we can distinguish you by your yellow headlights.
Yeah. Like on the Formula 1 cars, you see, Schumacher had a little yellow flash, didn't he? We got yellow headlights.
It's a 1929 Rolls-Royce, which was originally supposed to be a very late 20 horsepower. It was redesignated as a 2025 with the bigger engine.
It's had some famous owners.
Just after the war, it was owned by Alfred Moss, a dentist who had a son called Sterling. And I've met with Sterling Moss at Bicester shortly before he died, and yeah, he does remember it.
Paul, you're a two-time winner of this event. What do you reckon, you can get the triple?
It's a pretty class field. There's a lot of competent crews as always. I think you could pick 4 or 5 crews out that are possible winners. Theo Hunt is very, very quick in that Fraser Nash TT rep, so I don't know, we're going to try our hardest as we always do.
Great battle last year, do you envisage the same again?
Yeah, I think Paul and Ali are the hottest sort of rivals here. And then yeah, Dias as well. He's going to be right on our tail, if not us on his tail. So yeah, I think there are a couple other cars and a rally sort of driver pairings which are going to be a bit difficult to beat. But it's a long rally, lots of room for error, and hopefully we're not the ones that make them.
We're both competitive guys, and there's not this kind of competition in the States, and so you know, physically it's very challenging.
I think it's the best pre-war rally in Europe because it has not only the nice tests and routes, but also the endurance component for yourself and for your car.
Do you envisage the same sort of level of close competition?
I certainly hope so. It's always more exciting if there's only a few seconds between you all. And you never want to see a runaway winner unless you're the runaway winner.
This was the very machine in which you finished 5th last year. A fine performance. Going to do better this year, Kurt?
Let's try to go for the podium, so we'll see.
There you go, challenge on, Ian.
Yeah, we'll try our best. Yeah, but Kurt, he pedalled it pretty much as fast as it would go on the test last year, but we'll do our best to keep up with the big Bentleys and the small, nimble Fraser Nashes. We really enjoyed the Per Ardua. It was great to be in a slightly more modern car, and we nearly gave Mr. Willen and Mr. Frost a run for their money. We tried our best, but gave them a bit too much of a lead on the Saturday, but we'll have some fun this weekend again, I'm sure.
I think 3 in a row, 3rd place needs a bit of improvement, but you know what this rally's like. There's twists and turns in every day, and lots of room for error. But we're certainly here to try and win.
Tell us a little bit about the test this morning.
Lovely. The first 2 were absolutely fantastic on the loose, and then Alton Park was so slippy.
Had a big slidey moment. I think a few people did, but it was all good fun.
I was surprised, it really caught me by surprise, the first corner on the first lap. But from there on, once I knew it was slippy, I loved it. It was great. It wasn't too tiring at all.
I've never driven it in the vintage car, in the Bentley. Dry tarmac, right, here we go. First bend. Whoa!
So it was a big moment?
It's an interesting moment because you've got no control. But no, it was really good. There have been some good tests.
Regularities were okay, nothing special, but we didn't drop any significant time, so they're okay, yeah.
New co-driver, are you developing communications or are you having to adapt to how he navigates and calls?
No, I think we're both having to adapt to each other. It's a just different thing. There are no mistakes. We've not made any mistakes or anything, and I think we can only get better.
So, do you think you're in the top 5 or thereabouts?
Not a clue, Tony. Not a clue. Not even looking.
Yeah, I haven't seen any results, but just talking to other people, don't know, it's very early days, but I think we're in the mix somewhere.
Lots of fun, good tests today. We were at Alton Park for 2 of them on a very slippery surface, and I don't think there was any moment we were going in a straight line. It was fantastically good fun, so really good day so far.
You've attracted them from Barbados.
Yes, from as far as Barbados, Australia, United States of America, Canada, all over Europe, and in fact there's a crew, one South African as well, so pretty global. That's it, the red rose says it all.
I'm having a ball, and poor old Tomas is putting up with me. Teaching me navigation at this late age.
And you've done a few tests.
You really like it when she's sideways.
Yes, totally. Oh, I'm
So
going, yeah.
Is Thomas good behind the wheel?
Well, I haven't had any problems with him. Other people may have, but I haven't.
Day 1, what's happened?
We think the diff is broken, the crown wheel's broken. Something in the transmission anyway, the rear transmission, the final drive, it's making a dreadful noise, and I don't think we can continue.
That's a real shame.
You know, I've been in motorsport a long time, and you sort of deal with disappointments, don't you? You either deal with them in 2 different ways. You either say, I'm never going to do that again, or I tell you what, I'm going to do it better next time, and I'm going to do it better next time.
We heard that news just as we arrived here. It was very sad, considering his run of form here has always been amazing. And yeah, I mean, watching Ali Proctor do what he does with the regularities is pretty impressive. And it puts us to shame slightly, and it shows what we need to improve on. So yeah, it'll be a shame to not compete against him for the next 2 days, but I'm pretty sure Paul Dias and Mark will be a pretty strong competition. I think there's a couple of competitors who've had issues today, a couple of our sort of strongest rivals who may have dropped by the wayside. But yeah, Paul Dias is looking quite pretty up there, and he's pretty quick on the test considering his car is pretty big.
How was your day?
A lot better than expected. Quite a surprise when Mark showed me the results at lunch and everything, so brilliant.
Do you think you're still top of the pile?
We had a little spin on the last test. We had to engage reverse. I think we came into Kone a little hot, would be the description.
I made a mistake on the second test at one of the cones, so I got quite a few seconds penalty there. And Bob made a mistake, or we both made a mistake on one of the regularities, picked up 20 there. But otherwise we've had really good tests. And although we've been beaten by Theo and James, I think on most of them, we've equalled them on a couple. So, you know, honour is almost even.
We're not as quick as the boys on the test. I think we're losing 8 or 10 seconds, but we've had a good set of regs. So yeah, hopefully, still there. Pete's only going to do it if I improve on last year's 4th again. No pressure.
Theo, is this your regular maintenance at the end of the day, or are there any issues?
No major issues today. A couple of clutch related issues, but the car's been great, didn't miss a beat. I mean, we get a battering, but so does the car. So things are falling off, and you just got to make sure that nothing crucial is falling off, and you tighten it all up, and then hopefully it all holds together the next day.
I think at the beginning of these rallies, we always take a little bit of time just to get back into the kind of the rhythm of the cockpit. And so the first regularity, it wasn't an easy one. It was out of the box, it was tricky. And Bob and I were sort of asking, Bob, give me more information, then give me less information, I've got too much, I don't know what's happening. And luckily there was we had a couple of very lucky pedestrians who were going that way. And if it hadn't been for them, we might not have done quite so well on the second regularity.
I only made one mistake. That's not so much, or not so many mistakes.
No, he did a great job. It was really, I appreciate it. So we found all the regularities. The timing is sometimes difficult, but he did perfect.
We're off to Loch Lomond tomorrow, isn't it? It's a long day, 280 miles, and I'll do my bit on the speed test, and Bob and I just need to not get lost on the regularity.
This is the longest day, the earliest start that we've had. So it's going to be a tough one today, but yesterday was brilliant. It was a great day yesterday, the weather was excellent, very kind to us.
The weather is as usual. One day on the Flying Scotsman, I'm doing now the 5th time. We have a covered car, so the guys in the open cars will have a hard day.
The Jaguar Touchwood is going brilliant. Can't complain about this car at all. It's just a magnificent little car.
What about your Navigator? Is he going well?
He's going better than all of us.
The tests were really good, but our car is not the best for them. Our car is a little bit too long, so we struggled a bit on trying to get around the bends and the corners. Regularities, there was one or two that we had a couple of screw-ups on, but we feel like we've come back and we're doing okay. So finished 3rd in class yesterday.
Judge the depth of the potholes and the broken tarmac. You just can't avoid it, and you're just taking severe hits to the car. We're having slight teething issues in terms of describing what the diagram says. Patsy is an astonishing sailor, and in sailing you wouldn't have the same way of describing a buoy. You wouldn't say right of the buoy, because you're always in one direction. So we're struggling a little bit with the left of C, right of E, but it's all good fun, and she's loving it, which is the most important thing.
It's going very well. We've had a bit of rain this morning. Roads are very muddy, so a lot of competitors coming in covered in mud in their open cars. But 3 great tests this morning at an airfield, which everybody seems to enjoy. And we're now in Scotland, so we're halfway there. Theo's obviously in pole position, being pushed by Paul Dias, and John Lomas in 3rd. So it's a really good podium.
Yeah. Yeah.
long day, six tests and 6 regularities, lots of room for error, and so far we didn't make any major ones. So despite being a bit wet, I think a very good day all round, and we hope to still be in first place.
I've had a few problems on the test. I overshot one of the stopper strides at the end. My fault. Got the wrong line, and I just couldn't quite get the kart circuit right. Had to stop and reverse on that. Otherwise, really good.
I'm not sure whether we're still third now. Kurt and Ian have closed on us today, and they might just be in front. They've done some very good regularities today. But yeah, if we can hold third place, we'd be thrilled to this.
The car's probably performed better than we have, however. Here we are. We'll chill out and hopefully see where we were. I think we'd scraped into the top 10 at lunchtime, so...
Perfect.
A successful day, but it very nearly went very badly wrong after lunch. When we started the car and the fuse on the fuel pump blew, and that's a car that's new to me, so I had to find where the fuel pump was. And luckily we jerry-wired the fuel pump to the live side of the coil, and 25 minutes we were back on the road. But we got to the go-kart track and we got to time control on the minute. On the minute.
Because up to lunch, you were inside the top 10.
We were, yeah. Oh, well, I hope we still are after all of that. But we thought we'd blown it because we didn't know what was wrong with the car first of all. We had to diagnose it and then fix it. But we did.
It's been great. We've had a couple of mechanical issues. We lost 30 minutes trying to solve a fuel supply issue. We probably hit a 30-minute penalty, which messed us up with a real shame. And then we lost the Brants, so we guessed our way around. But actually, we made it. We'll be fine. We've had an amazing couple of days.
Hank, we've been watching you during the day. It looks like you've had an exciting time.
Yeah, it was really fun today. A lot of mud and with hail, snow, rain, wind. It was also sunny in between. No, it was a nice day. I had fun.
And what about Nicole? She absolutely soaked through, or is she okay?
No, she's okay. A bit muddy.
Fraser Nash okay?
Yeah, holding together. Some actual things falling off today rather than just checking for things falling off. So I'm going to go and make sure everything's all right tonight. But the car is okay and nothing too big to be concerned about. But yeah, hoping to nurse it to the end tomorrow.
Theo thinks about 30, 35 seconds, something like that. We haven't seen the results yet, but so my 2 mistakes have given him a bit more of a lead. As long as it's under a minute, because anything can happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 5 regularities, and they're all hard ones, and only 1 speed test, so it's going to be a tricky day for us.
Final day, we're going to totally new pastures for Flying Scotsman. We're heading to the sort of the southwest corner of Scotland before we loop back to Glen Eagles. My deputy clerk, of course, tells me there's a sting in the tail on the last regularity, so it could all change in the last afternoon.
Leading the class as you were last night. Are you happy with progress?
We've had a few what we thought were major discrepancies. We've had a couple of maximums and we overstepped the line on one of the tests. So every evening when we get to the results and look at it, we can't quite believe where we are. So, which is the nice way around. We're just going to try and hold it together now for the afternoon, for the day, It's a great event. The route that they've sorted out is fantastic. So we're really enjoying ourselves now. Thanks to the organisers.
11:20 today, we were driving down the road after the last regularity of this morning, and we felt a slight weird vibration. And as soon as we stopped, a loud bang, and the wheels splayed out, and we snapped the axle, and immediately knew that we were out of the rally. The car was broken, we couldn't roll, we were stuck on the road, and we then had cars of the rally driving past us, and we had a very emotional moment where I think all of the sort of excitement and nervous energy of the last 3 days came out in one moment. We waited for someone to recover us, and the AA couldn't get anyone there, but J-Lo and my dad came out and got us after 7 hours of sitting in the rain. Deep down we know we can win one of these rallies, we have what it takes, and yeah, we'll do it one day.
Good luck. Thank you.
That's a regularity I'm slightly concerned about. It doesn't seem to be many days.
Paul Dias, this is it. You've done it now. You've achieved it. The big dream, the Flying Scotsman.
Well, this is the third year we've done it and we've achieved it.
How do you feel?
Emotional. Really good day. And obviously thanks to Mark for helping me achieve it.
We were aiming for the podium, that was the goal, but finishing second is really fantastic. We had a lot of fun the whole weekend. Ian did a terrific job. The car was just perfect, no single issue, so we had a great weekend.
The weather's thrown a few things at us. I think it just rained at every reg start. All the marshals are nice and dry until we get there, but they get as wet as we do, so I've got to feel sorry for them because we've got very wet.
Yeah, you hardly see anything. You have the wipers that's cleaning the outside of the window, but the rain is also coming on the inside of the same window, so you have to clean it every couple of kilometers, and that makes it pretty hard, pretty tough, but good fun nevertheless.
We were really looking forward to a battle today with John and Pete for third, because we actually started the day just behind them in fourth. So it was so disappointing to see them drop out early on, and then to pass Theo and Jimmy on the road section, just heartbroken for them.
Yeah, I mean, to see them at the side of the road, that's not how you want to win a rally. But I can just imagine their disappointment. They were absolutely gutted.
They've driven that car so well, a great pair of guys, and thoroughly deserved the win, so thinking of them, but that's motorsport, as they say, so here we are.
How was it driving?
Oh, it was all right.
How was his navigation?
It was all right.
You're in fourth place. You've jumped to a podium now. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely amazed, to be honest. I didn't expect it. It's very tough, and we just had a good afternoon, I think. So obviously, we're really pleased.
Been a great event, a tough event as ever. Great to make it, great to be here, great performance. Kurt's driven really well, so delighted.
Partnership worked well?
Absolutely, yeah. We sit there, we look grumpy, but we're enjoying ourselves. So.
It was great to do it with your son. We do this event as much as we can. Thank you, Paul. That's gone right inside. I knew he'd saved a bit or something. No, it's been great. A fantastic event.
It's working hard, so my arms are feeling really tired right now. But that's part of the game.
I think his tired arms will be strong enough to lift a few beers.
No, he did do well, and on some of those tests where it's very tight around the kart tracks and things, the way he just throws the car around is actually quite impressive.
New future partnership, maybe?
I'm looking forward to him giving me a massage later.
Well, not that kind of partnership. You'd recommend the Flying Scotsman to any of your rallying friends?
Well, why do you think I've done it for the last 8 or 9 years? That's why I'm here. It's fantastic.
Thank you all. It's time to swap the stories and have a wonderful rest of the evening. From me, Tony Jolly, good night.